Hello, hello, my love. I hope this finds you doing so well. Welcome to this week's Tenderoni Hotline. And thank you to Billy, who gave me that amazing name for this new segment. If you're enjoying it, let me know. Give the show a 5-star rating and review. Holler on Instagram. And hey, if you haven't picked up your copy of End Emotional Outsourcing, my new book, I'd be so grateful if you did. We are in this really critical first few months after publication where you tell the publisher that you want more feminist work. You want more feminist takes on old tropes like codependency, perfectionism, and people pleasing. You want more work in this really challenging time that's more compassionate, caring, and loving. If you want this book to end up in your public library and you've got the money to buy it, I really want to encourage you to pick a copy or 12 up now. This isn't about me making more money. That's not, I don't make more money if you buy a copy. What does happen is that the book is more likely to actually get printed again and actually end up in more bookstores and libraries where it can help the people who need it most, which is the reason I spent the last 5 years writing it. So if you are able, I'd be so grateful if you bought the book, left a review on Amazon and Goodreads. You don't have to buy it there. Grateful, grateful. All right, that's enough out of me. Let's get to your questions. I can't seem to stop replaying old conversations with an ex. I keep wanting to reach out to get closure. I know they won't give me what I want, but I still crave it. What's that about? Okay, this is so common, right? This like back and forth with an ex. And so I wonder if what you are calling closure is really a wish for coherence, for things to finally make sense. So when someone hurts us and there's no apology, no repair, no soft landing, no like taking responsibility, when it's just done, our nervous system can get sort of stuck in this loop of trying to complete something that feels unfinished. So the pull to reach out might be less about them and more about your body trying to close a loop that still feels open. So now here's the hard part. Closure doesn't usually come from their response. It comes from your own system gradually recognizing that the threat that them leaving created has passed and that you are actually on the other side now. So you might be able to help your body along by doing something concrete it can understand as marking an ending. So write the letter you'll never send, delete the thread, walk a route that literally circles back home, right? These small rituals can signal completion in a way your nervous system can register. Closure might not mean peace right now. So sometimes it just means like staying with the unfinished feeling, uncomfortable as that is, long enough for it to lose its charge. That can sometimes be the only kind of closure we get, the one we make for ourselves, slowly, breath by breath. And when we recognize that that's the real closure, that attuning to, attending to, and being with ourselves in a new way is what actually creates that coherence that actually allows us to move on, that actually allows us to not just reclaim our lives, but to start to recreate lives where we're not telling the story that we're dependent on that other person to create our peace. Because that's the story you're reifying or making true when you say, I have to reach out to them. I want to reach out to them. I want to know why they were so mean. I want to know why they cheated on me. I want to know, as though their answer could somehow actually change the way you feel. Because, like, what are they going to say? Right? What are they going to say that your brain is telling you will somehow shift that pain inside you? Because they're gone. They did the thing. They cheated. They left. They met someone new. They whatever. Just decided that you're not the right fit for them, and they're off. They're gone. So get curious. What does your brain think hearing from them is going to do for you? And why are you putting your eggs in their basket? Like, why are you making it something they can do to change your lived experience versus really taking the time to bring that home, to put the empowerment and the agency right back in your own heart? I can make me feel better. I do make me feel better. I am doing the work to support myself, knowing that feeling better isn't It's not always the goal. The goal is to be with the feelings, which allows them to process and move through so that they can shift, right? Instead of that reaching for them, thinking that'll create closure, which will make you feel better. Sometimes we just need to be in the muck, and like, that sucks. And when you can be in it, be with it, support yourself through it, it's going to shift sooner versus reaching out to someone who's already said, like, I don't want to be with you, thinking they can change your lived experience in some kind of positive way. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's normal and natural to tell this story. I need to reach out to them for closure, but it's a morass. It's swimming in the same old soup versus creating the new life. And remember, each relationship that comes into your life and moves out can offer an opportunity at some point for your growth and change. Some might say that's the reason we are in relationships, right? Is for our own growth. So reaching back out, like drinking from that old well, versus asking yourself, what am I here to grow from? Like, what is this here to teach me? How can I grow from moving through and beyond this relationship? I think there's a lot more there for you than in going back to your ex and trying to get anything. Great question. Next question. My partner loves me and I trust that, but I also still keep asking, are we okay? I know it's annoying, but if I don't ask, I get panicky. Why do I need so much reassurance? Well, I'm curious if maybe your body hasn't caught up with the reality that this love is steady. So if affection used to come and go, if connection once meant constant vigilance to make sure that that connection wasn't leaving, so if there was insecure attachment in your parental or caregiver relationship growing up, and you're used to feeling that push and pull, that sort of they're here, they're not, they're here, they're not, then your nervous system might, like, very wisely be expecting loss at any moment. So it loves you and it sends up these little flares that say, check, check, check. Reassurance can, like, hit your system like a quick bit of boom, dopamine. You feel relief for a moment, right? And then that need comes roaring back because your body never got to, like, marinate in safety for longer than a second or two. You could try something I call micro-regulation of attachment. So this is the kitten step of it all. If you're new to my work, we talk a lot about how the self-help world tells us to take baby steps, and that's ridiculous. A baby step, like, come on, what's that? 2.5, 3 inches? That's a big foot. It's a big step. I don't want to take a whole baby step if I'm moving out of comfort and safety and what has felt like it's kept me safe all these decades towards something like trusting love that feels existentially dangerous. Why would I take a whole baby foot-sized step? That is silly goosery. No, thank you. I'm going to take a tiny, teeny tiny, eensy-weensy, newborn kitten size baby step, baby kitten paw step. How big is that paw? Less than half an inch. That's a tiny paw. I'm being a silly goose because that's how I am, but I'm also being serious, right? If trusting love has felt really scary, don't just try to do that. Don't just try to jump into that. You're going to freak your nervous system out. So we go way smaller. Micro-regulation of attachment. Next time the panic rises and you want to ask the question, do you love me? Do you care about me? Am I important? Pause. Take a moment and orient your nervous system to your surroundings, meaning looking around. And if you don't know that term, it's new to you, I teach you how to do it in my book, End Emotional Outsourcing. I also have a free set of meditations and nervous system exercises that you can get right at the top of my website, beatricealbina.com. Download them. They're free. If you hate them, don't listen to them again. If you love them, listen to them all the time. But I teach you how to orient in detail there. So when you want to ask the question, pause, orient your nervous system, take 3 breaths, long, slow out, and find one piece of physical evidence that you are safe enough in this moment So maybe your partner's voice in the next room, that like reassuring sound of dishes clinking, the weight of the blanket that's yours, your beautiful pet near you. What we're doing is teaching your body to source steadiness from what's actually happening around you, not just from words, not just from questions. We're moving away from the query. Do you love me? Am I okay? Am I enough? Are you mad at me? Do you hate me? We have become entrained to believe that the query is what then creates the safety. Instead, we're breathing into, I can be safe right here, right now. I can hear the things, feel the things, be in this world. That's what we're building. So my beauty, you don't have to get rid of the longing entirely. Come on now. It's been protecting you for ages. So what might help more is widening the container for it. So reassurance becomes something you can start to generate inside your own body instead of only chasing it from someone else, from their thoughts, from their feelings. Your safety doesn't need to come from someone else's mouth. It can come from inside you, and that's the work. Slow and steady, that's the work. All right, my love, thank you so much for joining me for this week's Tenderoni Hotline. If this was helpful, make sure that you've subscribed to the show, followed the show, given it a 5-star rating and review. And if you'd like me to answer your question, send it on over. podcast@beatricealbina.com will get to my mailbox, and I'm so excited to get you on the show. I want to thank Caroline and Elizabeth who sent in questions this week. What a delight. Thank you so much. Let's do what we do. Gentle hand on your heart should you feel so moved. And remember, you are safe. You are held. You are loved. And when one of us heals, we help heal the world. Be well, my beauty. I'll talk to you soon. Ciao, ciao.